Welcome to the Scene Snobs Podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to the Scene Snobs Podcast. I'm your host, Mick Manhattan, and as always, I'm joined by the man on my left, the brother from another mother, the legend, Casey the Madman Plot. What's up, buddy?
Why, thank you, buddy. It's so great to see you, my friend, you magnificent human being. The one, the only, the mighty Mick Manhattan. Hi, brother. It's our birthday week.
It is. So for anybody
Happy
who doesn't
birthday,
know,
brother.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Anybody who doesn't know, my birthday is on the 13th, and it was yesterday, and Casey's on the 17th. So we capping this weekend on both sides. We're taking it over. And yeah,
Scene Snobs week.
It's Scene Snobs week. That's right. And it's pretty cool that we're getting a little bit older. I'm now officially 41.
You are, and looking fantastic, my friend. Looking better than any 38-year-old I remember.
I might look better than I did at 38, but that's saying something else. So, dude, guess what? I decided I'm going to start doing, and I started learning, a couple days before my 41st birthday, and now I'm kind of just enjoying it. And I can tell you want to, or do you want to guess what I've taken up?
I'm going to say you're learning American Sign Language.
Oh, my God. How do you know that?
Wait, am I right?
Yeah, I'm learning to sign.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I understand.
I'm just like, I've been taking it up. So like, I just wanted to say to everybody, thank you for watching, everyone. So
it's fantastic, man. I'm so stoked for you, brother. Heck yes, we're gonna sign together.
I wanted us to. I'm glad you know. I thought you did, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, well, I can sign a little bit, just enough.
Yeah.
Like I know daughter, so
more than me. I know. So like already, like you've taught me like 3 new things.
I mean, you can also ask why just by going, huh? So it's all facial expressions, bro. It's great. That's half.
Dude, it's so good. Yeah, like I'm learning the fact that like the punctuations on the sentences really are your facial expressions, which I like scared and and just learning that aspect of it. It's very cool. It
really
cool,
is. It's a good undertaking, man. A good thing to rock into your 40s, and always good to learn another language. Who doesn't love that? But yeah, I've also learned that I have a face for sign.
Get out of here. So I can animated.
Absolutely animate well enough that everyone should always know.
Dude, I gotta imagine they're just like, it's like you're throwing every punctuation at us, Casey.
Every single one, I can feel them.
Oh my God, man. So Casey,
sir,
how are you?
I am very well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm doing great, actually.
Good.
Busy, had a great weekend, and ready for a wonderful show, man. We've got some really fun topics tonight, I think it's kind of nice us getting back to the topical world that we are. So I'm ready to fire off with some of these. This is going to be a good time. Ready for a big show. Thanks everyone for joining. We got Jason in here so far. The 3 Geeks podcast. Heck yeah.
Hello, Jason.
Good evening, our good friend. It's great to see you. Appreciate you for being here.
Yeah, man. So exciting for me. I don't know if you watched them. We didn't really get into it too much, but I definitely want to talk about it on the show. Were the Oscars the other night?
Yes. Well, after a wonderful Snobbies Awards program, which I want to thank again all of the judges. I want to thank the wonderful work you do and all of the podcasters, because it was a hoot. It was a great time. We had a lot of great feedback and a lot of awesome interactions, and it's always wonderful to see people and really some wild categories. Some crazy victories that I was not anticipating. So make sure to tune in if you haven't seen it. The recording's on YouTube. Check it out. Check out the Snobbies and see all the wonderful independent podcasts that won and were nominated.
Yeah, guys, definitely go check it out. Casey's 100% right. I can't, there's nothing I can say to add to that because he said it perfectly.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
So I delve more into the Oscars than I have in a while.
Mm-hmm. You were actually into it this year.
You know what I did? So here's the thing. I don't know if it makes me a snob or an elitist or anything, but I used to get so mad at the Oscars. Like, that was my dream, man. I wanted to win one. That was like the dream. I watched the Oscars since I was a kid and wanted to be a filmmaker. And the disillusionment comes over the years when you realize Oh, they have no interest in awarding the best performances for things. They really want to drive a story. There's always some sort of angle or story that they're doing. And that really, like, I became disillusioned, became angry. And then finally, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. After what happened last year with the slap and then him still winning and all that stuff, it was like, you are a sideshow.
It really was. Yeah, absolutely. It was a shell of its former self. And it had been for years.
I will say, coming back this year, changing it up and going right back to their old formula of just telling a story and not giving to the best performances, on a lot of things. Not saying everybody didn't deserve what they got, but watching it this year, I was like, you know what? At least it's sort of a return to form to that. And I was like, and I'm just going to accept it because it's never going to get to a real place.
Right. No, I mean, you can't anticipate using there's reason movies are made called Oscar bait. There's reasons that there's, things that are set that way. And I'm glad that a lot of them didn't win. Like, I do want to go right out the gate and say, I'm really happy Fabelmans didn't win, because that's generally one of their Oscar bait movies where they eat it up and they guzzle that. And then I'm happy we didn't have that. It's not a bad movie. It's a fine movie, but that's not a movie that needs to win. It's a movie that's trying to win. Tar was a good movie. I have to say I enjoyed Tar, but that's all Cate Blanchett. I mean, she just drives that thing. That's her vehicle. That's only good because she was a powerhouse. It's like Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. That movie was phenomenal because of him, and that was a very powerful just focus on him being this character. And that, almost like Power of the Dog with Benedict Cumberbatch and Tar with Cate Blanchett. And we've seen these movies come out where it is that powerful actor that carries and drives this movie that we want to see and get their perspective and be in their brain, almost Capote like. And I'm happy that didn't win either. I'm really stoked that the ones that won were the ones that I liked. They're the ones that I was into. I was like, these deserve it. These are worth it. So
do you think the Oscars said after Everything Everywhere All at Once, deservingly, in my opinion, everything that it won, that was on point? I know I said the story before, but it seemed like the story just fit the mold this time around. But do you think the Oscars at one point was like, we're never giving DC or Marvel any of this with their multi-universal bullshit. But we'll give it to Everything Everywhere All at Once because it's not them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think there's absolutely a side of that. There was also a lot of fun in that they did the Everything Everywhere All at Once, managed winning so many awards. I mean, they swept. Not unlike, I think the problem is they wanted to drive their story, kind of what happened incidentally with the Snobby Awards, with certain sweeps and categories. So I can see how they were like, you know what, we've got to step up our game. So the Oscars just last minute changes, had to swap some envelopes out. But
so what you're trying to tell me is that in the grand scheme of the Oscars, All Quiet on the Western Front was the TTFT show.
Yes.
And No Time to Binge was the Everything Everywhere All at Once with all of their sweeps.
Bingo. And I'm happy about both of them.
I would like to give a plug too, because the TTFT show has their March Movie Madness going on right now. We got to be a part of. It's a movie trivia challenge. It is hard. And tonight is our first round.
Awesome.
And I'm not sure if we get to a second round.
Gonna have to tune in and find out.
So,
and those guys over there at TTFT are fantastic human beings. They are a hoot, such a riot. It's a great time hanging out with them, and lots of big congratulations. But check out the Snobby Awards.
Yes.
So, hi, Kathleen.
Okay.
Kathleen's here.
Oh yeah, Kathleen. Jason's
hi,
here. Kathleen's here. Oh no, that says hi, Kathleen. Oh, only a little late. You're all good. You're all good. So I am just going to say this, Casey, before with the Oscar talk that we're going over, 3 things brought back my faith in the feeling of goodness about Hollywood.
Was it hugs? Because there were a lot of great hugs. Last night there were some solid hugs.
First, it was this.
Yeah, the Brendan Fraser victory. I mean, how could you not be stoked for him? I mean, what a great job he did. What a wonderful story, a comeback story. We love the underdog. And the Oscars, after really struggling with some pricks last year and some terrible, and over the years, just kind of losing their sense of where they were going. I think this was an easy win for them.
Yeah.
And a great win for Brendan Fraser, who crushed it and absolutely deserved an award.
100%. So my second thing that really warmed my heart and brought me back to the story was this.
Oh, Michelle Yeoh, come on. The woman's been in the industry just crushing it. Everything she touches is fantastic. She's so good, so powerful, so phenomenal. She draws me in every time. She drives the story perfectly. And her martial arts are just out of this world. I love watching her. She's so graceful in the way she just fights and tells a story. It's part of her acting. It's her body. It's beautifully done. So she's fantastic. I'm so happy she got that recognition she absolutely deserved.
It's funny. They actually mentioned during the Oscars, I never knew this, that she was a ballerina. She was traveling in the ballet, and then she got into acting. No formal training in martial arts whatsoever, and until she stepped on and started doing it in movies. And that's got to come from where you're what you're talking about with being graceful, like that. Just that ballerina ballet dancing had to have come into it.
It's fantastic. And then, she's really embraced it. All right. So what's number 3, my friend?
Number 3, you would think, is Kiyu Kwan's win, which is and speech were just off the charts.
Beautiful.
But this part warmed my heart a little bit more. And that was the cocaine bear talking to Malala.
Well, first of all, anytime Malala Yousafzai's in the house, I'm saying awesome. Because that young woman is just fantastic. She is a beacon in the darkness and just, light of hope. She's just such a wonderful woman. And the fact that Cocaine Bear was all up in her business was hilarious. And if you'll notice, if you want to post that up again, you'll see, my friend, that is in fact Mr. Colin Farrell, as he's about to be asked a question to which he snarkily replies, "You should find out, you should go follow," or Jimmy Kimmel asks him, "What were you guys saying in the Banshees of Inisherin?" And he says, "Watch SNL from last night."
Yeah, because I made fun of him.
They made fun of him. Yep, and talking about the drinking and stuff. And it's like, oof, come on, guys. Like, everybody struggled with their demons. Brendan Fraser's up there after having come back and struggled with his demons. Everyone's trying to have the comeback story. That's what a lot of this is. Comeback stories. People like Jamie Lee Curtis, who have been in the industry for years, Michelle Yeoh, have been absolutely smashing it, and giving them their due, as it were. And they did a great job. And this movie, the movie's just worth it. The movie's so good.
It really is. It is so good. But I was just kidding about the cocaine bear and Malala. It was actually
that's wonderful.
This wonderful moment right here.
Of course, Dr. Jones in Short Round.
And did you see the video of Q after the one Best Picture? Q walks up and just how Harrison Ford embraces him.
No, I didn't actually see the video. I've seen the picture. That's it.
Like, they come right at each other, and like before he hands anything off, he like gives him that big hug. Like, he's like, oh, he was so happy for him. And the fact is, like I said, the only thing that would have made this the picture perfect night, in my opinion, of the story, again, not the deserving, the story side. Well, actually, 2 things would have been Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett deserved. Stephanie Sue, who is also in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I could definitely make a case for her getting it too, over Jamie Lee Curtis.
I think it's has Angela Bassett won before?
No, she has never won.
Really?
She's been nominated, but she hasn't won.
Yeah, I know she was nominated. One of the last times I remember was What's Love Got to Do with It. I loved that movie. Her portrayal as Tina Turner is amazing, but anything she does is amazing. Angela Bassett just touches freaking gold. She deserves it as much as as Jamie Lee Curtis. I think it's both of them are in kind of that rarefied air. So
I think it's more so, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think Angela Bassett, literally everything Angela Bassett's in, she enhances it, even if it's Vampire in Brooklyn.
No, that's valid. Yeah.
She made that movie like stand in the hard genre range.
Yep. Agreed. What she did in Wakanda Forever absolutely vaulted that movie. That movie would not be the movie without Angela Bassett. It wouldn't be anywhere near what it was. It wouldn't be worthwhile. And that's not just saying take her character out. You can cast another actress in there, but you're not going to do what Angela Bassett did as the mother of T'Challa. She's just fantastic. Every layer that she adds to it is just better. So, yeah, I mean, it's a tough one to say. I loved Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors giving the hey auntie.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my God,
so
that was
great,
so
man. I watched that GIF on loop for like a minute straight. I was like, oh, it's so good.
Well, did you see what Michael B. Jordan posted on Twitter today?
No.
It's all of her characters kind of standing in like a formation, and beautifully done. And just kind of like, yeah. I mean, look at like again, I really like Jamie Lee Curtis, but let's think about this. Role for role, if you're talking like a big Academy Award driven role that's coming up, who's had more like of those that fits that mold?
I think Angela Bassett, she's on like, that Sidney Poitier level where she is so elevated. Because she elevates, it's fantastic.
And I'm going to go and say it. Everything Everywhere All at Once was my favorite movie of last year. But when I watched that movie, I saw a downtrodden mother, husband, father, and daughter just trying to make it, and Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm not trying to be mean. Like when I looked at her, I'm like, you're Jamie Lee Curtis. You're doing a good. I love seeing you in movies. So it's not like I'm upset by it or anything. Like it's still great to see Jamie Lee Curtis in this role playing this character. But I don't I don't fall into the character with her.
Yeah.
Angela Bassett, I can name her characters. Like that to me, that's that comparison. And just, you know me with Angela Bassett anyway.
Because she's fantastic. No, I'm with you, man. We could go on and on. Because it's a tough one for me to go one way or the other definitively. But I'd probably give the edge to Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Now, you've convinced me a little bit. John Ross, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Kathleen said the hug made her cry so hard. Of course, all of us, yeah. And his speech too was just like, oh my God, it was so emotional, and it was the picture perfect moment. And of course, that's the way it was put together. And the acceptance speech when he talked about his 84-year-old mother, I know, but it was the picture perfect moment that was manufactured. Let's be real, like. They knew he was going to win because there was no way, even just by voting, they were going to they knew that was the story. When you're voting in the Academy, like, I still have friends that vote in the Academy. You understand the story. You're not really going like, what's my favorite performance or what's the best performance? You're like, you understand the story that's going with it. And you see the campaigning and such because it gets sent to you. But when you are in it and you're watching this and you go with it, that's what you want to see. So, okay, if he's going to win and this movie is going to be the best movie, and let's be real, who's the best person? Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Because who's sitting in the audience? Steven Spielberg. It's just they manufactured the whole thing, but that's it. I'm buying into it now.
Well, of course you are. It's it's Indiana Jones. They gave us Indiana Jones years removed. Look at all the grown-ups. Here we are. Everybody hug, embrace. It's a beautiful moment. Us Goonies fans are in love. It's what are you talking about? This is literally aphrodisiac for nerds. That's what they did. They just threw it out there. And we're like, here you go, you weirdos.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's scripted all the way through. Even a slap last year. Everything is just scripted. And like they went to Q and were just like, listen, during your speech, you got to name at least one Goonie. Yeah. Who's your closest Goonie? And he's like, well, Jeff Cohen's my lawyer. Name him. We need a Goonie in there. We got. I was like, if we could dig up Richard Donner and bring him in, we would, but we can't.
We were told we couldn't. We tried.
John Wass, I hate to break it to you. Richard Donner did not make that promise.
Well, could he be a Goonie, or was he up there because it was his time?
He was hanging with the octopus.
There's nothing better than watching that for the first time with my daughter. And when they're being interviewed and they're like, yeah, the octopus was so scary. And she's like, octopus. And I'm like, oh, child.
I imagine now, even though I know the real story, I still imagine I'm like, oh, he must have been watching Popeye earlier that day.
The Robin Williams Popeye?
No, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
See, another actor who got lost in the role, and I just got in there with them.
Okay, it's good.
No bullshit. I almost didn't know the real Popeye.
The real Popeye.
The real
Jesus.
Popeye.
Whoa!
Oh my God, you look like him. You were really good at that.
Thanks.
I love it.
Pluto.
We needed the manufactured moment to give us an ounce of serotonin. I agree. And whereas I used to get mad when I was a filmmaker, I'm a podcaster now. So I love the story. Let's do it.
Yeah, just let the narrative flow. It's fun. Either be entertained or not. It's your choice. It's like going to the Coliseum. If you want to watch the guy get his head chopped off, you know what you're sitting here for. You know what I'm saying? Get your cup of wine, hang out with some peasants, enjoy your day.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, dude. How about that whole controversy with the in memoriam?
Wait, there's always a controversy with the in memoriam. How many people did they leave out this time?
Oh my God, so many people.
How many people are we talking about? They put in Leslie Jordan, right?
No, Leslie Jordan wasn't in there. I'm going to give you the rundown just one sec.
Okay.
But so John Travolta came out and he gave a very impassioned speech because Olivia Newton-John had died.
Right. So he talked about Idina Menzel and everyone else that he was close with.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Arlene, whatever her name is. No.
Alvaria Hooten John. He messes up the name.
They probably told him you're not allowed to say the name.
I would like to thank my dear friend Alvander Newton Scamander Johnson, who passed away from something.
So I guess the
Scientology.
rule. I was reading the rule, and the rule is that you can't. They can add anybody to the in memoriam from, I think it's like the day after the Oscars all the way up until like the day before.
Okay.
Or something like that. So a year. We're not adding anybody on Sunday.
If you die on Sunday, that was your own damn fault.
So last year, people who died last year that they left off was Paul Sorvino.
Wow.
And his wife and daughter are pissed.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Paul Sorvino's huge. You kidding me?
Yeah. Cindy Williams.
Cindy Williams.
From Laverne and Shirley.
What?
Yeah, left her off. Gilbert Gottfried.
Come on, no way.
Yep. Leslie Jordan, as we said.
Bullcorn.
Lisa Marie Presley, which I don't know what she'd have to do with movies, really.
Well, in the Oscars, I'm not saying that not tragic. I'm saying in the sense of the Oscars, I don't know why you would in memoriam. So I get that.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so and Tom Sizemore, who only died like a few days
ago. Yeah, man. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it would have fit. So
yeah, especially after that porn of his. Quite the filmmaker.
I think one of my favorites of Tom Sizemore was when he was on Entourage. And so he's on. Yeah, I know. I know what the whole show is.
I loved it back in the day because I was
live with that now.
This lifestyle, but nah, man.
That is white privilege, the television show, and it went on for 7 seasons.
Yeah,
that's 100% white privilege.
Oh, it is. No, the whole way through, it's like, look how great life is. Even when things are hard, they're in a mansion. Come on. When he's down on his luck, he gets to go to a tropical island to forget his woes and find himself again. Get out of here.
That is Cheers 20s.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I have to go back to Jersey and center myself because I need to. Wherever he's from.
Hand us people, all right?
Sorry, the Bronx. It's close enough.
What's the Bronx? It was Queen. No, it was Queens because it was Queens Boulevard.
Oh, it's right. There were Queens people. Yeah, there's Queens folks. I don't know. They're all New Yorkers. Get out of here.
Fair. So, shut up with your Red Sox. So I'm thinking about it from that perspective of like the white privilege because not only were they rich, And yeah, you can an argument could be made that they're not all rich. He's rich. He's the shut up. It's in the entourage for a reason. They're all rich.
Yeah, boom.
So if they can spend money whenever they want for whatever they want, don't tell me they're not rich because they're not earning the paycheck.
The Wahlberg brothers showing off what they did based on their life, which was pretty much white privilege. So cool. Like, that's what we get to see and know. So Wahlburgers is like just the next step. That's what the next Entourage season is going to come out and be. There's going to be a movie they're going to do afterwards, and it's going to be like Vinny's Burger Shack. Something ridiculous. How he's got a new lease on life.
Dude, not only is it white privilege in that sense, but it's like they go into Hollywood as New Yorkers. They're featured as almost like outsiders. And they bring their attitude with them. And the whole thing is like when they don't get their way, it comes down to tantrums and fights.
Yeah, they're jerks about everything when they don't get what they want until they get what they want, which is also half of their relationships in that. Man, I tell you, there's nothing really positive to take out of that show.
Well, no, there's a lot of positive. I love that show. But it's so bad. It's so bad. Dude.
I mean, if nothing else, I learned how to stand up for myself. Thank you, Ari.
No, that's the worst white privilege of them all.
Yeah, that's exactly how you do it. Just bash people in verbally.
No, Kathleen, I mean like rich white people. Not down here with us.
No. The rich ones. We're just common folk, peasants, plebeians.
That in Entourage we would be.
Yeah.
I want a vacation. Heck, I'll take a vacation to Michigan.
That sounds like a great idea. I
Kinda
mean,
like
there's a lot of
20
cool
minutes
people in Michigan.
It's like 5 minutes from your house, dude. Obviously a joke. I love this paycheck to paycheck panic.
It's a panic attack lifestyle. I mean, how could you not, Kathleen? It's fantastic to constantly struggle to know that in 4 hours is payday for me and I'll actually be able to take care of my life again is very exciting.
Oh my God.
But in the meantime, I was able to budget out enough for that last tank of gas today. So you know what? Life is good.
That was a good one. That got me good. And Kathleen, last week on the first episode on the Patreon, I wore a shirt specifically for you to get, and you still haven't said anything about it. So you're gonna have to go back and rewatch that episode and figure it out. So, all right, with this going on, and we're talking about old times and white privilege. Let's get to our next topic.
Ooh, yay!
Which is. Casey came across some old vintage ads that shouldn't exist today, much like Entourage. So we're going to pull them up and we're going to try and reinvent them for the new age.
I can't believe you just segued so perfectly. I'm so proud of you. I feel like a parent who just watched his child go out and win a sumo match. This is obviously the proudest I can imagine being.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you.
Anytime, my friend. I love you.
I'm working on it, man. Okay, let me pull this stuff up. This is gonna be funny.
These are gonna be ridiculous.
Wait. Let's see what Kathleen says. Do you ever avoid paying bills for a bit after paid? I was homeless.
Yes. Yes. So it can sit in my account for a few minutes. So I feel like I have money. Honestly, Kathleen, I will push it. Like I have all of my auto drafts come out 2 to 3 days after just so I can look at it and be like, ooh, I'll move it around from account to account and be like, I feel like I'm special. And then you pay everything. And it's like,
And I want to point out one thing. I want to point out one thing about my homelessness. I was homeless in a state where nobody I knew lived.
Yeah.
And all I would keep getting is messages from my brother's pictures of random refrigerator boxes.
Amazing.
And they did that for 6 months.
That's fantastic because it's beautiful out there. And that's the thing, though. At least you were in California. You weren't homeless.
That was Florida.
Oh, yeah, right. You were homeless in Florida, where, well, okay, a little more dangerous. You have gators and like pythons and Florida people. But aside from that,
that's legit, dude. That's legit. Oh my God, Florida is America's Australia.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Most of the things want to kill you, including the locals.
Oh man. Right.
So yes, going back into things that want to kill you in olden days.
Yeah, all right, here we go. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Okay, let's get into it. This first one, use fashion to catch them. Lauren. Oh wait, no, you read them. You do better.
Okay, so it's a woman staring at a man in a provocative bikini as he's got a pipe, smoking in a. Well, this is fantastic, and it says, "Lure him away from the pool boy, Jensen swimsuits."
Oh my god! I just thought that.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like you need to show your sexiness so he's not staring at the pool boy's glutes is what's going on there.
So which one's the pool boy here?
Oh no, he's the man. He's obviously like the husband who's disinterested staring at the pool boy.
That's what I mean. That's what
Yeah,
this means,
she's
right?
the beard, and yeah, in this
There's
relationship.
a homosexual connotation to this, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm so confused by what's happening in the story.
They are
Right.
outright saying, "Look, this dude's probably gay, and if you want to get him, you're going to have to wear our swimsuits." Now,
did this
mind you,
back
back
then?
then it was a problem. Nowadays, it should not be. So I like the idea instead of help him get the pool boy. Jansen swimsuits.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
When when your eye is only for the pool boy, make sure you're using a Jansen swimsuit.
And that is back in the 1950s. I like that. That's good, Mick. That's good.
Thanks, buddy.
So we've got a few ones. We're going to scroll down past that one because that one's boring. The
Okay.
Pepsi one.
No, I got one for this.
Oh, okay. You got one? All right.
Oh yeah, I got one for this. Yeah, let me
You take
get
this
out
one,
a little bit. So it says a glass for the upper class. This is perfect, Kathleen, for what you were talking about. Save that money in the account for a Pepsi. The sociables prefer Pepsi. You can totally do this today, and Pepsi should just go hardcore into it. Get only billionaires in the commercials drinking Pepsi, like
yes,
Kylie, whatever her
Jenner.
name is.
They already do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the funny thing is this
and then make it so tone deaf as to only rich people drink Pepsi. What are you?
I see you're one of the poors. Have a cola.
Not a Coca-Cola. Oh yeah, have a Coca-Cola.
Not a Pepsi Cola. Oh my goodness.
If it's red, white, and blue, it's not for you.
PepsiCo, the choice of the right generation. Yeah, see, Kathleen, it's $2.99 for a 2-liter. No one can afford that nonsense, and also the diabetes that comes with it. No one should be affording that.
Hey, I resemble that remark. All right, let's go to the next.
The next one. So we have here this fantastic 3-panel event.
I can't see it.
The bolder look are in these shirts. Number 1 is a man with a lady bent over his leg saying, "It's daring," as he's spanking her. The second one grabbing a woman and kissing her, like Clark Gable saying, "It's audacious." And the third one as a woman standing over him like he's got his best Superman pose on, and it's the bolder look in shirts. Van Huysen. Really, I think the only thing that we want to change about this, I don't know if I want to change anything. Maybe what if we put gag balls in all of their mouths? That way it's equality, right?
Oh my God.
So that's why it's just straight S&M and maybe a leather tie on that bolder look guy.
Oh my God. Think about it. This is a story right here. This is him when he's at work. The top one's him when he's at work, and that's his secretary.
Okay.
This one, the audacious one, is where he's actually assaulting a woman, and I'm not laughing at sexual assault. I'm like, I can't believe this exists. Well, both of them. Yeah. No, it's all sexual assault till he gets home, which is the last one.
And then it's just normal assault. And it's normal.
I'm tuckered out from all of the sex that I took today.
1949. Good night. Okay.
I took all the sex today, so I'm tired, so I'm just going to beat you.
Oh, my God. So ridiculous.
The 40s were the worst.
They were, man. Well, dude, into the 50s, yeah, greatest generation, I'm so sure. So now.
No, the know-nothing generation.
Yeah, right. The next one is one that's going to take me a minute to read, but I love this. This is what made me fall in love with this whole thing. Okay. So it's presenting the losers. Pretty good, aren't they? This whole thing is terrible, by the way. I don't endorse any of this, and that this existed. I need to say this was an ad from the 1970. Presenting the losers. Pretty good, aren't they? We admit it, and they're probably good enough to get a job practically anywhere they want, but not as an Eastern Airlines stewardess. We pass up around 19 girls before we get one that qualifies. If looks were everything, it wouldn't be so tough. Sure, we want her to be pretty, don't you? That's why we look at her face, her makeup, her complexion, her figure, her weight, her legs, her grooming, her nails, and her hair. What? But we don't stop there. We talk and we listen. This is where you think it's going to turn, right? You thought this is good, but it sounds better, right? We on an upswing now.
Nope.
We listen to her voice, her speech. We judge her personality, her maturity, her intelligence, her intentions, her enthusiasm, her resiliency, and her stamina. We don't want a stewardess to be impatient with a question you may have, or careless in serving you your dinner, or unconcerned about your needs. So we try to eliminate these problems by taking a lot more time and passing up a lot more girls. It may make our job a lot harder, but it makes your flying a lot easier. Eastern, we want everyone to fly. That is terrible.
I just imagine the testing of the stamina. It's making her box.
Yeah. Constance, I'm going to need you to take this bag and run up these 17 flights of stairs. You have 1 minute. Go.
That is. How do you update that? It's the same way now. when you don't need to update it.
I mean, honestly, no. If you wanted to update that for real now, you just take out girls, turn it women, and then put in a few dudes in there, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally what they do. This one just told you. I almost kind of respect it for that.
Yeah.
Like they're just out there. Like, no, we judge them.
They will be
everything.
They will be the quiet, perfect little servants.
But that whole we talk and we listen. You think it's going to get better, and then it turns into no. We're just judging the voice itself. Like do you have a screechy voice? No one wants that.
If it's not sultry, get off our plane. And
number
the plane's
42,
actually,
you're out.
The plane's actually in the air. It's just open the hatch and kick them out.
Good Lord, so silly.
They throw the parachute out first and like, go get it.
Can you Mission Impossible this? Ethan Hawke could do it.
And they're watching and they're like, nope.
Nope. I'm out.
Oh my God. All
right. The next one down is pretty brutal.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
It's a soldier with a grenade saying, "Oh Lord, why do I throw like a girl? Parents, please let your son play Little League."
It's a Little League.
That was a Little League poster from 1943. That's why it's America's pastime, because we love grenades. That's what it is. That's the whole trick. Why is baseball popular? Grenades. Now you know. That's the whole thing. That's it.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
There's
like
so
I thought it was going to be like already messed up by saying, "Oh Lord, why do I throw like a girl? Join the army today and become a real man," like something like that.
Yeah, no.
Just based on the look.
But it's a Little League, Little League poster. Like, so I mean, the way we fix that is just burn this, because
no, how you fix it? How you fix it now? Oh Lord, why do I throw like a girl? Because I'm a great Little League player. Join up with me.
How about this? Oh Lord, how do I throw like a girl? Parents, let your sons and daughters play Little League.
I mean, come on, man. Don't talk fiction.
I'm saying that's what I'm going with. All right, next one down.
DuPont. Sorry, I started reading.
You're good. This is the DuPont polyester film Health Tan Sun Lamp. It can't burn.
There's a baby?
There's a baby under it. You can sleep under it. In 1960, they are holding their baby, saying you can get the sun without going in the sun. So I'm sure that was safe. Imagine your baby comes out red on one side. Just, got a flipper.
Oh my God. Why does my 2-year-old have skin cancer?
Welcome to melanoma.
The sun lamp.
So the next one down.
I'm not done with this one yet.
You still have sun lamp things?
I'm like, these things failed and they probably sold them to somebody as a vampire tester.
How many fires were these responsible for?
Oh my God, so many. While the baby was under it. God, I hope they got out.
There were cigarettes, like between the potential cigarettes falling down or not going out, or the sun lamp.
How many? You can't tell me that lamp doesn't fall forward.
Oh, 100%. If that thing loosens up, that's knocking the kid straight out. It's just throwing you
Yeah,
in the
murdering the child. Oh my
Well, it
god.
sears their face. Okay, move it along. This is
Oh,
terrible.
sorry. I got
This is funny.
Oh my god.
For extra fun, take more than one. 2 6-packs of Coke. I don't get why this is bad. It's just a woman in a swimsuit.
That's probably why.
Yeah, we could.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so bad. And then like I started thinking about it. And I'm like, nah.
I mean, Coca-Cola is terrible for you, but aside from that, there's nothing wrong with that.
Take more than one line, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
There you go.
The interwoven man. He's got socks appeal.
No, I don't. Again, I would not change this.
No, this is perfect. There's not a darn thing wrong with this. It's a sock commercial. If you could seriously get a woman with your sweet socks, I mean, that's what you want. Doesn't even have to be a woman, just anyone. If you get a partner with your sweet socks, then go with it.
Actually, and that's Casey telling you that because that dude owns more socks that are like pretty, I guess,
yeah,
is
man.
a proper term for.
I love my business socks. Got to wear them when it's time for business. When it's business time.
Dude, she doesn't look like she wants to hook up. Looks like she wants to say something snarky and push his feet off.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. And then maybe be like, well, you could have taken care of it like your father. But it just throws them feet off like, what does that mean? What does it mean like my father? I don't understand.
Well, maybe if you let me see yours every once in a while, Gene.
Oh, but you're not a sock fan, are you? You let those disgusting phalanges just fly out in the sky. That's horrifying.
Jason's got a sick appeal. Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Sorry,
He's got sock appeal.
Can we recreate these with you and me?
Yes, I am in. I am so in for some of these, especially my friend. The next one I can't read. Wait to read the next one. It's so good.
Okay. All right. All right, here we go. Oh my god.
This little ditty from 1968.
I haven't read a single line in this. All I saw was him and I knew it was going to be bad.
So the very first top line from 1968 with the Colonel Sanders right there. Wife savers. Colonel Sanders is a woman's best friend. The Colonel's the man who fixes Sunday dinner 7 days a week for weary wives, for working women. All you do is pick it up. Boxes, buckets, and barrels full of finger-licking good chicken and all the trimmings. It's ready to go on in minutes at over 1,700 locations. Colonel Sanders Kentucky Fried Chicken. Mother's Little Helper. It's finger-licking good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How do you don't update that? You can't update that. How do you update it?
I'm pretty sure they're running this. I feel like this is their latest ad campaign. Like, imagine.
Because Pepsi owns them. They already got the rich people. They might as well.
Hey, rich and the weary working women. Like, what? It's so ridiculous. Maybe just don't put it out that way. Although I do love fried chicken. So
I do love fried chicken. I don't like KFC.
Now I'm hungry. No, KFC's gross. It's got like Popeyes. A lot of grease to it. Popeyes is dope. My problem is Popeyes don't like me all the time.
Yeah, that's fair, man. It is. And it comes
as I get older.
Hard. Dude, all right. I think we gotta move on to the next topic.
Kathleen, that's right. She's definitely a fried chicken fan. No, you want to see the next one.
Oh my god.
From 1905.
This is gonna be bad. Oh my god.
It's a baby. And he's got shaving foam on his face holding a razor. And it says, begin early, shave yourself. Gillette safety razor. No stropping, no honing. So you don't have to like slap them on the belt that would then be used to abuse the children or get them in line.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a child with a razor. I mean, in 1905, life was cheap, so it made sense. If you had like 1 out of 9 survive, you were doing all right.
And you know what the worst part of this is? It's not even a poster. It's a baseball card. This is an advertisement baseball card that came with baseball cards.
Yep.
And it's a baby smiling while it's holding not a new Gillette razor that's a little safer than 1905, but the straight edge razor.
Yeah. That you had to pop out of the little handle and it was a straight razor. So do we also notice that it
came from 2 places, Tupac's mouth or
life was really hard back then in 1905 because this child looks like he's 40. Like this this kid looks old, man.
This child looks like he's our age.
This kid has seen some shit. This kid has been through it. Like,
this kid's like, God damn, I'm still like 15 years away from World War One. We need to get to this.
I really hope that the mule is able to get back to work tomorrow. It's just grabs a little nip of whiskey out of his thimble.
I'm so pretty sure this is the baby that started the Great Chicago Fire of
1000%. 1000%. It wasn't a cow at all, or it was this baby scaring the cow half to death because it was like, what is with this old man baby? It just freaked out.
The baby pulled out the razor and was like
chasing him down after he was horrific. Well, that's the problem. His skin has been horrifically aged by the sun lamp. So what happened is because the UV lamp, it ages you. So that's what happened here. Clearly.
Oh my God, dude. Baby. Yeah, you're right. It does look like the sun lamp was there. After you've given the baby cancer, let them cut themselves up. That was a wild time back then. Best friends is a I don't blame you.
Yeah, easy cheat. Oh yeah.
All right. Do you want to move on to bucket lists?
Yeah, let's do the bucket list. Let's do. This was pretty solid. I don't know if there's any. I mean, there's tons of them. This literally could keep going.
My number one is a straight up bucket list inspired by movies.
One of the first tops. I did want to just read one more headline off of that.
Okay, you want to bring it back up?
No. You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, if you've got it up.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, scroll down.
Oh, my God.
No,
show her it's a man's world.
Keep going. Nope, they're terrible. They're bad. We don't condone any of this. Stop right there. Go up. See, there's the one where he's spanking. If your husband ever finds out, you're not store testing for fresher coffee. Yeah. Ridiculous. But if you scroll back up,
oh my God,
if men hate the sight of you, read this. That's how they would stop you in 1958. Thousands of skinny girls gained 10 to 20 pounds quick. This is gaining weight, folks.
Oh my God,
gaining weight. I want this. You remove the headline, but yes, gain your weight. Live your truth. That's what you got to do.
Dude,
but yeah, if men hate the sight of you, read this. Like, that is such wow.
Dude, this right here was like straight up GIs coming back. Your great GIs, the new everything, the greatest generation fighting World War II in Korea. They're coming back and they're just like, how dare you think you can lose weight? How dare you think that you're taking it off?
You've been
and then just
working and now you're toned? What? No. Unacceptable.
And this wasn't made for women. This had to have been made for men, because as soon as men see, if men hate the sight of you, read this, and they would take it and throw it at their wives.
Well, number one, so it's a 3-panel part. So the first one is, let's beat it. Here comes that skinny dame.
Why? They're running together. They don't have shoes on.
And then number 2, men hate the sight of me. I'm so skinny. I'm going to try ironized yeast.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but it's probably not good. Here's the funniest part, too, is a lot of the products that they're selling are awful. Like terrible things. There's a chlorophyll toothpaste in there that's if you want his wandering eye to stop, I bet you a fresh mouth wouldn't hurt. It's like, what?
Dude.
These are terrible.
And since you're gorgeous, since you've gained weight.
Yeah, as men are now running towards her.
Still in the same thing, no shoes. We got to move on, dude. I'm going to die.
This is so ridiculous. It's so dumb.
All right.
I'm so glad. I just want to say, from a perspective of history, those are hilarious. From a social standpoint, I'm so glad we are so much further than that bullcrap. Because raising my daughter in this world, trying to do it in that world would have been a nightmare. I couldn't even fathom it. So this one's hard enough.
So, all right. So my idea for the main topic tonight was, it's kind of based on Q Kwan's win, just like a bucket list thing. Because I heard him in an interview talk about, like, I was always into movies. I love movies and acting in them. Like, my bucket list was always to win an Oscar. Mm-hmm. So it got me thinking about, like, movie inspired bucket list items.
Yeah.
So for me, I know, like, one that was on my bucket list was, like, to go visit a lot of the old haunts when I lived out in LA, for Back to the Future because I love that movie. And I did. I got to see pretty much everything. So like that was like one I could cross off. But like there's other things too, like not just what I want to go see, what I want to do, but like certain adventurous types like that I thought were really cool, like, you know, that you see in movies. Well, how about you? Is there any places you want to go? Anything like that you've seen in movies?
Well, there's definitely a multitude of them. I mean, the road trips are always great. I think there's always been a lot of road trips I would have liked to have taken and followed kind of the same path that they took into the wild. I would want to do that. Maybe not so much the stopping and dying part, but at least travel through the area, you know, get a feel for it and not try to live out there on my own with absolutely no knowledge or any functioning capable abilities whatsoever. Another great road trip, Yaya of the Traveling Sisterhood. That was a fun one. There's a fun, just that route they took. I enjoyed that route. But honestly, I think the biggest one I'd like to do, I'd like to get on a motorcycle with you, my friend, a little sidecar action. And I'd like us to travel about 8,000 kilometers. Just pick a direction and just go. Just ride as far as we can, maybe find ourselves, and then try to liberate a few nations from their oppressive rules. And, you know, inside a few rebellions. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Okay, calm down there, Archer.
No, it's Che Guevara
trip.
from the Motorcycle Diaries. I thought it was a beautiful story, and I would love to do that. You wouldn't?
Yes and no. Yeah, I mean, I would like to do. I don't know that I'd like to do that same trip.
Well, that trip was a little rough. That's fair.
I think that's where my hesitation lies.
Well, we're doing it updated now. Obviously, we're not going to go back to that war-torn struggle, the issues of places that we've been at. Where, you know, the shooting, less of the shooting, more of the traveling part.
I'd want more of a wild hog sort of scenario.
I'd much rather have a strange cop following me, played by John C. McGinley, who gets a little too touchy-feely. That would be much more comfortable.
And we're Ray Liotta, part of a biker gang that wants to murder us.
Right?
I still think that's my favorite part, is how Will Smith is kind of bringing back his brand and like how he's you know, coming back stronger than ever, and he's doing like Bad Boys 4 so he can be that tough guy thing, you know, type again. And it's like, dude, Martin Lawrence is coming back, and that dude was in Wild Hogs. Calm down.
Yeah, right. I mean, Wild Hogs, that's your level. That's why when Tim Allen's a tough guy, I'm like, Wild Hogs. Maybe we should just pump the brakes a bit there. No,
he's not a tough guy. He's just a Republican.
Yeah, fair. There's a couple other spots I'd like to go on those trips, because it's all about trips for me. I really dig these. I think the Orient Express would honestly just be neat. And that's like a legit real life thing that I could do, that I like have looked into. I think that would be neat. The Death on the Nile cruise would be dope. But
you're going all Agatha Christie, huh?
Oh, absolutely. And then really seriously hardcore, though, would be the Darjeeling Limited. I think that trip they take across India would be stunning to see that, into Kashmir and everywhere. Just that would be so gorgeous to see that. And just I would love to travel through India. I think it would be beautiful.
You know, it's funny you mention that, because like for a long time, like I did a lot of traveling here in the, you know, in the US.
In the greater 48.
In the greater 48. That's right. Never been anywhere. I've never actually been close to Alaska, but I've been on that side. Yeah. Like, you know, Vancouver and, you know, things like that. So when you have, and I've been to Montreal and all around Toronto,
Canada, right?
Canada and Mexico. So for me, it's all landlocked stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I never had like the ambition, not that I wouldn't go. Like when I was younger, I was like adventurous, but I just never had the chance to go overseas and go see things. And it's not that I have anything against it, except for Australia. I'm never going to Australia.
You just think the ocean is the end of the world and it just falls off the map. I get it.
All flat and then we're done.
This is all a ruse. Thank you. This has been great.
If you guys aren't sure, Britain is actually in Detroit. So
oh my gosh. The British accent is completely made up. It's been a conspiracy this whole time.
What you call Cardiff, I call Grand Rapids.
Oh my goodness.
So when we're going that, you know, to like going overseas, things like that. There's stuff like I would have been cool to go and see and travel to.
Yeah.
But I never had like that ambition. There was only one place outside of this continent where I was like, you know what? I want to go there. I want to live there for like a year. And that was Bhutan.
Ooh, interesting.
I saw it in a documentary and I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And they didn't have, you know, I don't know if it's still like that now, but at the time they had no Wi-Fi. They had no TV. They had nothing. And I was like, I just want to live like that for a year.
Where was it? Bhutan?
Bhutan, yeah.
The place where the Death March was in World War II?
No, I think that was Bhutan.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bhutan is
Bhutan?
Yeah.
Okay, word. All right. Gotcha.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it just that enunciation matters there.
I'll sign it for you.
Thanks. I'm number one.
First.
I understand.
So like that, I always thought that would be cool. That was always like a dream of mine to go there. And I wanted to do it before I got into the film industry, like after college, before I moved to LA, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And it just never happened. I never pulled the trigger on it, and I just went in the film industry. So, but I mean, I got to see a lot of other places too that I really wanted to, but be a part of. But movie wise, on my bucket list, that was one, and my number one of all time, and you'd be in on this, dude. Is Ride Around Ecto 1 in New York City.
Yeah, I mean, that would be absolutely 100%. I'm in for that.
I want to do it with 3 other friends.
Yep, we got to.
So
and just crank Ray Parker Jr. Absolutely. Yes.
Oh my God.
In fact, the entire soundtrack, because the whole soundtrack is great. And there are some way better songs than that. Like the slow one that when the ghosts are all coming out. I love that jam, that instrumental thing they do. The huge long intro is great.
See, that's where I feel like Bat Kid kind of messed up on his wish. You should have went for Ghostbusters, dude. That would have been way more fun.
Oh my gosh, that's
they didn't even drive the good Batmobile.
Messed up on his wish. That's so bad. It's his wish, man.
It's my opinion. He was happy.
So, do you have any like climbing things you would do?
Not anymore.
I mean, fair.
When I was younger, before I got hurt. I definitely like really enjoyed that aspect, and like I wasn't like really a climber, but you know, like I would go out and like hike and climb like sides of things to get up, and I enjoyed that. And I was a lot stronger.
I think Crocodile Dundee has got me there. I want to go to the Outback, man. I would love to go to the Outback. I would love that, man. It's gorgeous. I mean, terrifying. It would be facing every fear I could possibly have, but considering I'm not going to have to face the fear of like fighting Nazis as I go relic hunting, so there's no real fun there. And it's not like I have to worry about pirates on the high seas, you know, taking over my transport. So I don't really want to do that. That's not my bag. But this I could do.
Dude, come on, man. If you go out there, you know what's going to happen.
What?
You're going to die.
No, there's a very good chance it could actually intersperse. It could fold into 2, right? So I could get the Crocodile Dundee thing, which I absolutely want. But then I could also get B, which would be even cooler because I could get some Romancing the Stone in there if I find some, I don't know, novelist who happens to find herself out looking for a treasure. I just say, you don't know what you can find in the Outback. Who knows?
Dude, we should do a TV show about a guy who is like, he lives the James Bond type of lifestyle. So he's just suave, debonair, can get out there but cannot land a relationship. And that's all he wants. Like all the girls want him, but they don't want a relationship with him. And that's all he wants. And then like make it a week to week where he falls in love with different women, but much like stories from movies.
Oh my God, that's wonderful. Make it a 3-parter where you just shoot it in 3 parts and it's an hour and a half, 3 30-minute segments for each, wherever he is.
I love BBC Michigan show? Shut up.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what we're going to do. BBC Michigan.
BBC Michigan. The BBC Upper Peninsula.
Brought to you by BBC 2 Detroit. The Motor City.
BBC in the future becomes OCP.
Welcome to Motown, BBC.
We got to change the subject. I gotta move on.
No, that's what it is. It's Skynet Motown.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh, geez, there. Welcome to Saskatchewan. It's great to see you. We're here in Minnesota. It's a pleasure. Bob, how are you? I'm quite right. Well, thank you very much. Wonderful to see you. Coming here from Edinburgh, Minnesota. A pleasure to see you.
You're knock it off.
I love your folding of the map, though. It's wonderful because then where else do we go? Colorado Springs, Berlin.
It's not folded; they're tucked under.
I desperately want to know, but there's no way we have enough. We're at the hour, but there's no way we have the time for you to unpack that.
I can do it.
All right. How does Earth fold under one another? Please enlighten.
All right, like a napkin, just like a napkin.
Okay.
So you have a napkin, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you take that napkin, you fold it in half, right? That's taking care of business when it comes to South America. Then you drape it over the table, right? Each end.
Naturally. Yep.
And then you just flip them under.
As you do.
And then you just got us.
And
then everybody else is fake.
And they're all just under us, tucked in like a sheet in a mattress.
Stop making me sound like a flat earther. You're going to get me killed. Might even be my wife who does it.
Don't worry. Most of them don't even know that guns don't work that way. They'll be shooting in straight lines. You're fine. Just stay out of range. They don't know how to lead targets. That's not real. That's not necessary. Gravity and wind? Nah, they don't impact these. Bullets like a railgun. It just goes on forever.
Why can't I see a line out there? Why do I see a line out there? Why isn't it curving? I'm like, because you're blind, Dale.
Because you're blind, Dale. Obviously, the equipment's faulty.
You can't see anything, Dale.
I don't even know why we still bring you along these hikes, Dale.
Oh, that's why. Get in the hole, Dale.
Oh, no, that's why, because there's a bear coming, Dale.
Why are you shoveling raw meat into this hole?
You'll be fine. Don't worry, Dale.
You're going to get eaten, Dale.
Don't tell him. We don't want to scare him. Scare meat doesn't taste as good.
Dale can't figure it out. All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's get to let's get to the next topic.
Yes.
I'm about to lose my mind.
We're doing great.
Do you have a movie for me to fix tonight?
My friend, do I ever? After long consideration, I had to seriously look as I prepared to see Scream 6 and realized that, you know what? Scream has fallen short for me. And I need you, I require you to please, for me, fix Scream 4.
So see, here's where it comes into it. Okay, Scream 4. So Casey thought Scream 4 was bad. Mick thought Scream 4 was good.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think there's a better movie in there. And that Vaseline soft lens murdered my eyes. That filter was horrifying. It was so bad. Honestly, dude, I was listening to them, the actors doing their part, and it was fantastic. They did a really good job. I liked the story they told. There's a better story. There's better things, and there's just the visuals, man. It hurt my eyes. So please, for me, Mick, fix Scream 4.
Okay. All right. So you're absolutely right. Like, I like the movie. I really think I like the movie because it's a Scream movie, and Scream movies are like pizza or sex. Even when it's bad, it's good.
Truth.
Because you're getting what you're getting. And that's it. Now, and none of it has been anywhere near the level of Scream 1.
Yeah.
Where all bets were off and anybody could die.
Which is fantastic.
So coming into it at Scream 4, and it was sort of that return for Williamson, return for Wes Craven. I was very excited for it. But I do admit, like, there are a lot of story issues. Well, I could go into casting issues as well, but I'm going to be nice.
Okay.
What Scream 4 gets
Don't
right.
mess with Kirby, because Hayden Panettiere crushed it.
Well, that's where
Yay.
we disagree again. So, all right, I'll leave her in though for your sake.
No, go. You fix it. I want to hear you fix it.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, what it got right and what I would keep. I would keep Marley Shelton as the deputy, the overzealous deputy that's really into Dewey. That was funny on a level, but she still seems sort of like a competent cop. You could see her on the force. Like, I can't see Dewey on the force in the first one. It's like, what did you hire this guy for?
Yeah.
Her, I could still see like, okay, I see why he hired her, but she's kind of dopey. And I liked her addition into 5 and who she played.
Agreed.
So I would keep that. Keep Kirby, keep her as sort of the new Randy. But I also like the fact of how they're playing it now and her being in the new one. So I'd like to keep that. Where do I really change it up is one, you got to change up your tone and what you're feeling, or kind of like what your message is here. I know what he was going for with like remakes and reboots to things and going against them, but like Scream 5 did, it should have been more embraced, I think. It's like, okay, if this is what you want, this is what you're going to get. But you didn't up the ante, and that's where you really needed to. I think if you're not going to kill Sydney to keep this going, you definitely kill off Gale and you kill off Dewey.
Agreed.
At least Gale.
At least Gale, because it's a reboot. You have to kill, in my opinion, I think Sydney, because you're there, and I like the idea. I want to hear yours. I'm going to I'll interject after. Keep going.
So yeah, and I see where you're going with that, and I agree with you. Like, so the whole point of this was it was almost like a next generation of Scream, and then the whole message at the end when Sydney kills Jill and says, "Don't fuck with the original." I got it, but the problem was it's boring for a horror movie.
Yes.
If you're going to keep these going or you're going to bring it back, even if this was to them their last one, and they wanted to end it, you still ended it improperly because it never upped the stakes. The stakes were never risen. Like, you don't care about the kids that are being introduced, except Kirby, because all the horror fans can see themselves in her.
Well, and I like the long-haired kid, the nerd. He was
true. Was it Kieran Culkin? I think it was, or if it wasn't Kieran, it was the other one.
One of the Culkins, younger Culkin.
Yeah. So with him, he was a good character, but the problem was right off the bat, it seemed like he and the other kid were somehow in on this.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, no, there was no hiding that. That they came out the gate a little too strong. That was the Williamson overzealous punch. You know what I mean? That was 100% the Williamson going, we're going to slam this down your throat. You're going to think it's that, but it is that. Yeah. It's like, damn it, Kevin.
But I think the way you fix Scream 4 is, like, a lot of people, like, when it comes to it, the movies that try to almost copy their predecessors when they're being rebooted or something are the ones that get stale over time. The ones that tend to stick and kind of become cult classics, things like that, are the ones that completely change the formula and bowed out the old with the passing of the torch to the new in these reboots. So what they should have done was up the ante, kill Gale, maybe Dewey, definitely Sydney. You don't make Jill the killer, but you make the whole thing come off as if Jill is the killer. Killing a ghost face, but they're leaving clues behind for Jill, right?
Okay.
And to set her up or to frame her, like killing the best friend, or maybe you turn that into like a jealous sort of thing over the boyfriend, and
that still ties in with the Cottontail from early on in like Scream 1 and 2, how Cotton Mather always came into play. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So Sydney comes back because these killings are happening, because Jill calls her and says, like, I need help. You're the only one that's dealt with these ghost face. I don't know what's going on. And now it leads Sydney down this path of, like, can I trust her? Is she actually the killer? What's happening? Then she gets killed, and Jill's on her own, has to pick up and figure out who it is and why it's happening, and then stop it. And now you don't even have to continue on with Jill. You could go where they went to in this with a whole new group, but at least that would have and then have Kirby pass the torch or whatever, and it could still be the same. But now you take Sydney off of the table. Maybe she survives, and you could, but she has to get messed up real bad.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters had to die, and they didn't do that. And I felt like that's where your cop out was. You weren't making a horror movie; you were making a message.
Yeah.
And so that's how I would fix it. Whereas, like, maybe this one isn't so every one of them has been the killer is like almost getting revenge.
Yeah.
On Sydney.
Yep.
And some tie to it. So why not make it look like somebody's getting revenge on Jill by setting her up?
Yeah, see, I like that a lot. That would be fun because then you can turn that POV. You can start it from the Sydney side and do like a mid-movie handoff.
Yeah,
where it kind of becomes the passing of the torch right then and there, or even abruptly in the beginning, however you want to do it. But I like that. I like that, buddy. Okay. Do you have anything else you would change or fix? The story definitely gets better.
Well, no, just turning it into that aspect would keep it fresh. Again, going forward, Sydney's now gone, the torch is passed, something new is happening, and then but it gives you that twist because that was the most interesting part about the original. It's like you don't know who it is, and then when it gets to it, it's like, oh my god, it's them! Like really, I didn't see Stu being that, and it was really Billy, even though he didn't make the calls. Or whatever that was at the time. So now, and there was a great twist how they played that off. So if you're gonna reboot it after trying to do twists in 2 and 3, that let's face facts, like one was a retcon and the other one was the mom. So it's like it was good, but it wasn't on the level as the first one.
Yeah, agreed.
You have to have something that's on the level of the first one, and I think that's where you do it. You kill her off and leave it to find out that Jill isn't the actual killer.
I dig that one a lot. The other way I would go that I was thinking about when I brought this up, because I had to rewatch it today and it was fresh in my mind. We love these conversations. I would have let Jill win.
Oh, that's a good
I would
one.
have had her kill everyone. And then Dewey and Gail become friends with her, and she actually doesn't go full psycho. She's able to somehow control it. She's got what she wants, so she's happy. And that would be fascinating because then the revenge tale coming after her is because whoever's coming after her knows she was Ghostface. So that opens up the reboots that way. And
and if you could go back and retcon it in some way, because now you know that Sam from 5 and 6, who's Billy Loomis's daughter, is in high school with them. She was a freshman when they were seniors when this was happening. If you could somehow tie that in to
exactly,
but I mean, you could do that, but you really can't. Like fixing a movie, you got to go with the movie and where it was in that time. But I think, and I like what you're saying about changing up, let Jill win. My only thing with that is if you can let Jill win, it would be a great movie. I think that would just amplify it. But if you want to keep the franchise going, because it's so steeped in cliche,
you still need a final girl.
You still need a final girl. There's got to be, or you could transfer that to Kirby, as in Jill survives, beats them, tricks everyone except Kirby.
And now Kirby's kind of underground, kidding herself back into it. Yeah, I like that one too. That's a really good one.
So
that's a good way to do it.
Something along those. So I mean, it'd be kind of cool, but then it would add that element, and then maybe take the Scream franchise into a different place, back into more of a mystery.
Well, because then you have Ghostface just becomes a revenge spirit.
That's true.
I like people who start revenge killings with the face of Ghostface. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So Casey, tell me, did I fix Scream 4?
1,000%, my friend. McManhattan, you fixed Scream 4. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for the movie.
Of course, buddy.
Guys, before we take it away, before I let Casey take it away, I want to try this in sign. So I'm going to say thank you for watching, everyone. Casey, please take it away, my friend.
Thank you, my friends, as always. I appreciate it, brother. A great time is a pleasure, a joy. My favorite part about Tuesdays is getting to hang out with you and all of you out there. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully we made you smile, gave you some laughs. Thanks, everybody who chimed in tonight. It's great to see y'all. Remember that we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for letting us do this. And hopefully we just you keep listening and check us out. As always, make sure to be kind to yourself, be kind to each other. Good night.
Uh,
Good afternoon. Good morning. It's
okay,
podcast.
Truman. Later, people.
Hey guys, Mick here. Thanks so much for watching the show and supporting us. We appreciate it. We appreciate you coming back and joining in the comments. But guys, I really want to thank you, our patrons who are out here supporting us, helping us keep the lights on. Really, truly appreciate you. Tim, Paul, Stacy, Matt, Aaron, AJ, George G3, Chris S, Dale, Chris H, Dan, John B, Ron, Jason, and John W. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Guys, we have 3 tiers available right now. As of March 1st, we're adding 2 more tiers for a total of 5 with tons of perks. So go check out patreon.com/thescenesnobs. And join our Snob Nation Discord channel where the moderators are keeping everything going and we're having really fun conversations over there and more. So go check it out. It's free to join and just be part of the Snob Nation. And remember to embrace the absurdity. Hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. We have tons of great shows coming out and more. Our lives are over on Patreon, but you can check out the Snob Nation Morning Drive live show on our YouTube channel Friday, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern, and tons more shows coming up thereafter. We have great shows like the Scene Snobs Podcast, Betting Bros, Math vs. Smash, Real Combat, movie reviews, and tons more. We have fun over there, and we think you will too. If you're looking for great merch, go over to the snobsmerch.com store. Use promo code SNOBS for 10% off of your order. We have tons of shirts, mugs, everything. Stickers, all different types of designs. We love it. I think you will too. So go check it out and let us know what you think. Remember to follow us on all social media platforms. We are at The Scene Snobs everywhere. You can also follow Casey at Planos21 on Instagram, at Casey the Madman on TikTok, and at Twitter Night on Twitter. Guys, tons of fun stuff and new things coming out every day, so go check out our content there. Thank you guys again. We are The Scene Snobs. Embrace the absurdity with us, and we love you, and we'll talk